The BID is a business improvement district that has been initiated by the council to start with. Looked at how we can improve business in Colne and how we can improve the footfall in Colne as a whole and fetch more business and keep the number of empty premises down. It's been set up with the help of Chris Corley, who's a bid organiser. Currently bids running all up and down all over the country. Very successful one not far from Colne is in Skipton. The main four aspects that we've kind of come together with in Colne is the partnership in Colne, the pride in Colne, to promote Colne and to protect Colne. That is the main four objectives of the Colne BID. It's to be business run. We're obviously with the help and support of councillors. There's councillors as well on the steering group, and also another 7 businesses as well on the steering group as well. So it's a joint effort, but it's headed up by the business. The only way we can see this going forward is to suggest everybody gets behind the ballot, really supports it, and hopefully Colne will thrive.
It's a ballot of all the businesses within the boundary of the business improvement district. Every business has one vote, large or small. There has to be a 50% plus one majority of both the number of businesses and also the aggregate rateable value. So you've got to get more than half the rateable value voting in favour of the bid. So obviously some of the bigger businesses in that sense have more of a say in the ballot than the smaller ones.
So when's the ballot to take place?
We're going through it's a legislative process, so the bid group have put the intention to ballot into the council, into the Secretary of State this week. So we're hoping that the ballot will take place in late June, early July. If it's a yes vote, then it becomes a legal entity in itself, so the steering group will then become a board. The levy, it can change, so these steering group members obviously are volunteers. They've offered to sort of push the bid forward. There's nothing stopping businesses that aren't currently involved joining in. If it becomes yes, they might think, right, it's here now, it's live, we're going to join in. Because Colne's got a really strong business base, and that's one reason why a bid is likely to be successful in Colne, because there's a lot of passionate, independent people. If it is a yes vote, as you say, 1.5% gets added on to the business rates bill. It will come as a separate bill, 1.5%, and then that all gets put into a pot for Colne and the businesses to run the projects that they wish. So it's entirely separate from the normal business rates. It's a special pot for Colne. For over 5 years, you're looking at close to £500,000.
If the bid is approved, I mean, to put it bluntly, the bid will be looking at ways of making Colne better. Councillor Iqbal, leader of Pendle Council, has been quoted as saying this is an opportunity to make Colne a better place to work, socialise, visit, do business, and that's what the bid will do. I mean, we're all conscious of the fact that at the moment Colne seems to be doing well in comparison to several other towns in East Lancashire, but that success is not guaranteed. And as Chris, the bid organiser, has said, the time to sort of start thinking about a bid is when things are going well. You don't want to wait until the town is in decline, you've got every other shop empty, and then you think, oh, what can we do? Let's launch a bid, because by then it's too late. So what we're going to try and do is simply maintain the success of the town. And that will require a lot of very hard work, because everybody knows, it's in the newspapers every day, high street small businesses are having a very tough time. And as has been said, for a relatively small cash payment, each business can contribute towards quite a large sum of money that can do a great many things to make Colne even more successful, and that's the main thrust. I'm born in Colne, lived in Colne all my life. I now own a business in Colne. I've only owned a business for 5 years, even if I gave up the business tomorrow, I'd still want Colne to be a vibrant, thriving place with a heart and a life. I wouldn't want it to become a ghost town. And that's my driving force behind the bid.
I mean, Colne's really lucky to have a lot of high-profile events. To be honest, it's got the Ribbon and Blue Festival, which is award-winning. It's also got the Colne Grand Prix, which is on the national road circuit. So, and people are clambering over to get that in their town, and Colne has got that. So it's building on the success of what's already there. The bid isn't there. The idea of the bid isn't to replace what the council is doing. That's not the idea of it. It's to add to what the council is doing, or to start new projects, to give businesses the chance to do things that the council either can't do or can't afford to do. It's new things, and it's really a chance to try something new, a business-led initiative.
Just to pick up as well, Paul, can you remember a couple of years, either last year or the year before, we had the big bike event that came to Colne and finished in Colne?
Yeah, it was a tour of Britain. Yeah.
Tour of Britain, absolutely phenomenal. There were thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people on the streets of Colne. There were TV crews here from all over the northwest, all over the country. The atmosphere in Colne was phenomenal. And again, if we have this bid in place, then obviously that will allow us to maybe expand to fix something like, I'm not saying the Tour de Britain, but it's obviously going to allow us to expand to fix other events like that into Colne. But the atmosphere on that day was phenomenal. It was brilliant.
It's not intending to replace services that councils should be providing. It's in addition to anything that the councils are doing and can do. You know, it's obviously it's funded by the businesses, so it's going to be focused, if you like, on what businesses think is good for the town. But whatever the bid does will benefit the entire town. You know, it's an opportunity, as I see it, to put things in place that will make an already successful town even more successful, and try and make that the current success a more stable, a more permanent thing. Because we know that looking at towns in East Lancashire, it doesn't take long, once a decline starts, for that decline to accelerate and things can really go downhill. And when things start going downhill, experience of towns in the East Lancashire Shore, it's very, very difficult to stop that and then start to bring them back up again. It's better to take action now before the town sort of starts hitting major problems. That's the way to secure the future, not wait until the problems are blindingly obvious and try and fix them, because by then it's probably too late.
One thing my production manager taught me in one of my first jobs was, well, I wouldn't say he taught it me, one thing he told me is, and I'll never ever forget this quote, if you always do what you've always done, then you'll always get what you've always got. So in Colne, if we always do what we're doing now, then we're always going to get what we've always got, and that's not where Colne needs to be. Colne needs to be thriving, it needs to be pushing forward. As the time elapses, we want Colne to elapse as well. We want Colne to move forward. We want the businesses to move forward. We want no empty premises in Colne. We want a real thriving town. Not saying that we don't have that already, but obviously with the help and support of the bid, it'll really drive it forward.
It can't rest on its laurels.
No, it can't.
No.